Go Gadget Religion. Now when this holy site finishes, we'll get Feed the World in it nice and quickly. Start increasing my faith per turn, start increasing my monumentality output. I always like not getting the boost to defensive tactics. That's my favorite one to miss out on. Because if you've had war declared on you, you know something has just gone, not wrong necessarily, but it's not gone right either. Now I'm going to put a mine down on this tile. I'll put a mine down on this tile, and then I'll buy this tile, and then put a mine down there. There we go. I've got my 3. There's quite a lot of space up this river as well. I like these riverbeds. I'm going to settle over towards France a little bit just to seize some land. I don't want to be settled all over this game. I want to fight for my space. I want to fight for my right to party and to also settle wide. Both of those things are very important for me. By the way, the more districts that I build in my capital, the better Kumasi turns out to be. I'll just show you how good this is. Yep, we are now on to 7 gold and 6 culture, and I'm going to actually stretch a route out further now. This market will unlock another trade route for me. We'll get another big bunch of culture. Let's just buy this tile, a little bit of gold there. The wheel and ironworking have been boosted, and there's the apprenticeship boost. Now I can put down Hansa, and Hansa is something that I want to put down ASAP. It is probably the best district in the game, question? If it's not the best, then it's certainly one of the best. Pingala, I would like you to have a connoisseur when you're done, and then we're going to go down to grants as quickly as possible. Just trying to make sure that I've put down every wonder that I can. Apadana still can go down in theory, but it's all looking a little bit cramped up here, so maybe not. Wheel. Why do I have to force lock marsh tiles in? This is like the most confusing aspect of this run. I don't know what the game is deciding in terms of like the good and bad tiles for me to work, but whatever decision making is going on, I would like to question it quite openly. That trader's going to go down. Then we're going to go for a nice juicy +4 Hansa. So trader, Hansa. Then I think I might start building some wonders. It just is mad. It's absolutely mad that I'm even considering doing stuff like this already. So the one thing I'm going to do, which may seem like a total waste of time considering I've just got Ancestral Hall, but I'm just going to rock a 2-turn horseman. I very much don't think that Eleanor is going to attack me, but there are a lot of units over here, and I just want to make sure my city center is for once set up properly. There's another trade route. Choco Gamer now has my religion. We'll just go over to Eltruand now. Should be receiving quite a decent dose of it. We'll just get that rocking. The shrine is the faith coming in now. We've almost got feudalism now. There's Pingala's grants. Amazing. So that will mean I start producing quite a few merchant points as well as engineering points. Machu Picchu was just built. All of these wonders are still available. That's the crazy thing. I think my capital's just going to end up being this big wonder producing city, which again, I didn't expect to happen. Preslav. This is a huge map, by the way. This is an absolutely ginormous map, and I love it. I feel like I've got the space to just play my game today. I'm just doing my thing. Oracle has been built. That is one that I was going to build. Although that's actually opened up an aqueduct slot for me. So maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. There's my Hansa. That's more culture from my trade routes to Kumasi, but also a bunch more production. I mean, that's a 3-turn Stonehenge now. 1 horseman. Okay. I feel significantly safer from Eleanor now. +5 Hansa. All right. I'll just build that quickly. In fact, actually, I'm tempted to just put Hansa down in every city. I was going to rush through a bunch of boosts in this city. Clint, can you go watermill? Ancient walls. That'll be really handy. Thank you. We'll work on that from that. Oh, I think this scout might have just met its bitter end. Look at that. 2 man-at-arms. Oh dear. Let's just pan away from that before we have to deal with the consequences of our inactions. Goodbye, kind sir. Goodbye. The scout was, yet again, totally unnecessary. Maneuver, don't need you anymore. Canavassaries, don't need you anymore. Let's put serfdom in. And then the settlers. So now all of my builders have that extra 2 charges, which means I can start to dump some very powerful builders down now. Again, why are you not working the good tiles? Please. First builder is going to go down into Choco Gamer because there's tea and iron that I need. Pingala now has researcher. Look at this, turn 48. We're up to 53 science and 56 culture. This game is going so much better than my last. Funny that, isn't it? Just how sometimes things can just change on a hat like that, just on a dime. Some tea. Maybe it's the introduction of tea into my empire. Maybe that's what did it. Next up, let's go for military training. I just need to look at Kumasi every now and then. It would be really important for me just to make sure that that doesn't get killed. We should expect to lose it at some point. Oh, Lake Victoria. area. I think that's a modded wonder, isn't it? Or is it? Is that base game? No, I think that's modded. Anyway, it's cool, whatever it is. Oh, 2 Hands is being built next turn. Amazing. I think my build queue is going to go something like Hansa for production, then Holy Site for food, then commercial hub, and then as I decide what I'm specializing in, we'll go from there. I'm tempted to press for a bit of science though, but city-states are putting me towards culture. Maybe we go science into culture, maybe a biosphere strat. Okay, the Hands is now done. Do I just quickly build the Holy Site, or do I start pressing settlers out? I think I've got got to start doing settlers, otherwise we're not going to ever expand. Elturans, you have a mission now. And Clint, 1-turn aqueduct. I think my Hansa will very much appreciate that. Although, I'm going to do a 1-turn commercial hub briefly, because this will give me the Great Merchant, and then it'll reload one before the end of the era, so I can get another Great Merchant. That's clever, Ursa. And an envoy in Auckland gives me 2, but that's also more production in my cities, which I do like. Rome is telling me off for not expanding. That means we need to get a move on. Also means I'm probably going to have this trader pillaged, which is not nice. There's another archer, machinery boosted, chopped out a shrine. So we got Hansa, we got shrine. That's the food. Actually, no, the Hansa. Oh, the Hansa's not finished. Oh, almost slipped through. So gain 50 faith and 1 free copy of a luxury resource on the capital. Beautiful. And we're going to get Marcus next turn as well. So we've got tea, coffee, and furs. We should probably send you to another continent, like over in this direction, and pick up something I haven't got, like citrus or silver or cotton, something like that. Either way, we'll start the long voyage over in that direction. Yeah, I'm gonna have one of my traders pillaged here. I did. That's fine. I can re-up that pretty quick. But the world now enters the medieval era. Sailing is finished. Civil service is finished. At this point, I could ask someone for an alliance, but I'm not going to. We only still have 1 commercial hub, so we're going to continue with monumentality. I've now got 22 faith coming in per turn, so this is looking more and more like the correct play. Let's quickly get that trader in. Gain 30 gold. Annex tiles. Very handy. I can look for luxuries and strategics that are just on the edge of my empire, or I could go for more marsh tiles into reeds and marshes. I think either way, there's a double T over in this direction and some extra marsh, so this is going to be just an amazing pickup for me. I could go for 4th and 5th ring stuff, but I don't think that's necessary. We're timing this perfectly. My 2nd temple will be finished next turn. Ingenious, Ursa. Ingenious. And I've actually ridden the 4-city setup quite well into the mid-game here. I've been trying to limit my settling as Germany just until I've got all the Hansa set up, until I've got the government plaza set up, and now we're going to start shooting this stuff out. Just you wait. It's going to be brilliant. Double engineering points, please. And let's produce units cheaper. And I'll vote double on that, although the AI has been known to do some weird things with Roman Holidays AI mod on. Double musicians. Yeah, you see what I mean? Strange. Strange. I'm sure it's deeply logical, but I'll never understand it. Right, here you go. More marsh. I know. I should be working better marsh tiles than this, but look at all these. Oh, the science is just sickening. It's beautiful and horrible at the same time. It's frightening. That's what it is. Okay, the settler. Make your way over here. I'm going to settle on this river, claim this little bit of land. I might put another city down over in this direction and try and just use farms to pad that out. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Well, bam. The woods is finished. Now military engineering is done. Get another builder in there. We got a lot of fun stuff working here. Okay, there are more barbs coming from my south than I know what to do with at the moment, so we might have to go and deal with those. Serfdom's good. Settlers are good. Can't remember what my other card was. Urban planning? Don't need it anymore. Republican legacy is where it's at. It's where all the hip kids live. Let's go for discipline, and I think I'll go for chivalry so that I can get some more horsey units to go and kill some barbs, because right now they are being the biggest pain out of anything. 2-turn horsemen, yeah, this'll do. I don't think the barbs are going to respect the borders of this city-state, so I'm going to have another trader stolen. I can tell otherwise. Yeah, it's just annoying. You know what? It's still there. So Stonehenge, I'm actually going to finish it. It's worth 8 culture per turn. Locking that in is not a bad thing. Plus, the more of these pastures I build, the happier Temple of Artemis makes me. So I think I'm just going to keep padding out my capital for a bit and finish Stonehenge. Why not? We're now also going for humanism. Yep, that's the sort of play we want to make today. Humanism play. In fact, do I actually want, instead of just building Stonehenge, do I go for industrial zone logistics and rush these things through that way? Is that the play? Is that the clever play? I think it is after Stonehenge. We're going to go Stonehenge and then industrial zone logistics. So much choice with Germany. This is what I really like playing with Germany for. You get so much choice. Mount Everest. Don't know where that was. Don't think about it too hard. It exists. It can't hurt you. The trader did survive, but not for long. Oh no, actually that scout might get killed. It might get killed. I need to go and find these barbs there. Oh, it's down here. Man at arms. Might let that survive, actually, because if that converts into a city-state, I've got another place to trade with. Some citrus in my capital, by the way. Lovely. Another marsh tile to work. Lovely. And here comes the sound of the chopping brigade. Yes, let's make Stonehenge by chopping woods out. You know it makes sense. Don't question it. Just accept it. Accept it into your life. Now we're starting to chop rainforest out as well. Lovely. This is the era of the mass settler spam from Ursa. Which I need to get shipbuilding quickly. I haven't got the boost for it, but I need to send my settlers overseas. Dead Sea. Now I'm finding all the wonders. Now I'm finding them all. So the benefit of building Stonehenge, if you've already got a religion, is you get a 3 apostle, which is good because I'm spending all of my faith on builders at the moment. So the 3 apostle just means I can evangelize without actually needing to spend any faith on it. Brilliant. In case I get attacked by Eleanor, I think the thing I'm going to go for is Defender of the Faith. We'll work from there. Oh, hello, Eleanor. Are you going to settle towards me, are you? No. Not if I settle towards you first. City number 5. Hopefully we're going to go from 5 to about 12 cities this era if we're lucky. Tired Plonker, welcome. Welcome to the arsenal. There's a bunch of Eleanor's settlers over in that direction. Don't get too tempted by them. They will probably kill you. Just get working on this nice +3 Hansa. Pretend everything else is fine. Aztec is running engineer projects. You see, look, it was a good thing I started doing that. Sometimes I can just predict. I was going to say people, in this case the AI, but sometimes you just can. You know, you get a second thought, a feeling, just a knowing of some kind. Absolutely was the case this time. Let's go to industrialization as quickly as we can now. So education, I'm not going to get the boost of that. Then we'll head up the top of the tree as far as we can. So James of St. George isn't an engineer that I'm particularly worried about. I'm going to let someone else grab him. Bisheng has just come up. Ooh, again, I'm playing Germany. Not so important. Imhotep is the one I'm after. So I will pass. And we're just going to Hawkeye that between turns and see if another one comes up that we want. I mean, yeah, he's really good. Don't get me wrong. He's very, very good. Just not what I'm after right now. I'm going to save that chop, actually. Thinking about it, that chop is useful, but it'll be useful next turn. So this chop is good for a harbor, which I'm going to put down because I'd like mausoleum, although I need to think of a good tile to put it down on. Can't get access to the sea if I put it there, but it's a Highlands map. It doesn't matter. You don't need that sort of thing, Ursa. Right, chop that out. Okay, now I can put mausoleum down if I would so wish. Let's get Liang in now. Liang, I think, is going to be a really good source of builders. Choco Gamer, I can see you producing a bunch of them. Just get that vibe. That one merchant made Reeds and Marshes such a powerful city. It's not even funny. Look at it. 30 production, 22 science just from marshes. Nothing but marshes. The power of a marsh in the palm of your hand. And I forgot to look, but luckily Imhotep has been given to me. Good. Let's try and get a Theodore now, which I can do because I had some chops waiting. Right, bam. That chop's through. I just need one more chop, ideally. That's still in my capital. It is still in my capital. Chop that out. Nope, it's not quite enough. I don't quite have enough. I've just got to watch Indonesia. Indonesia might grab Imhotep, but we're just going to have to accept that. If that's what happens, that's fine. Let's chop this tile out for more settler and then go for cheeky mausoleum. Again, it's not the actual science and culture that I'm after with mausoleum. It is 100% the extra engineering charge. That's the only reason I'm building it. I'm going to pop Yerevan back into my government. I like Yerevan. Good city-state, that one. Guilds. Republican Legacy, I'm going to forget about it and just... Oh, no, too early. I was going to put in the card that I was thinking about for later. Ignore that for now. Craftsman is good. Chivalry. I mean, it's not a great card, but I don't have a lot of other good stuff. Oh, no, Limes, I guess, is good for now. But Craftsman is amazing for me. And now we're going to go Humanism. This is the card I was thinking of. Invention. Just going to put it in now. Oh, I get a Theodore. Oh, okay. I don't know why it just decided randomly to give a Theodore to me there, but again, don't complain. There is another 6 culture route. Excellent. Kumasi massively coming to my aid at the moment. One turn these traders. Excellent stuff. Small marsh over here as well, which is why I'm heading over here with a settler. Later into the game, I'm going to have a bunch of faith and nothing to do with it. So we're actually going to proactively pick up Arena and get the promotion that means that I can use faith to instantly purchase out districts. I think that's going to be really handy for me. Okay, Mausoleum next turn. Just know it makes sense with Germany. It always does. And here is city number 6 next to Halong Bay. It's German. This is going to be such a good Hansa setup, I think, because I'll be able to put a commercial hub in one of these 2 towers and an aqueduct on this one. And we've also learned I'm just chopping out the Hansa as like the first thing a city does. Very, very handy. It's a Hansery? Handy Hansery? I don't know. What other wonders do we want? The Great Bath? Not in this city, but maybe in another city. That would be cool. I guess I could put a theatre square down for a nice +3 culture. Let's do that as our tiles are improving. On Colosseum. Actually, Colosseum would be a really good shout. Best tile, I think, would be on this one. Unless I settle a load of cities down to myself, which I could do, to be fair. And we'll go for that. Okay, Buttress. Classical era wonder we should actually get the boost for next turn. Circumnavigation. We're the first to do it. This horrible, never-ending flat land. It was all one thing this whole time. Mausoleum. Science, faith, culture. But engineers have an additional charge. And there's Buttress. Oh, we're boosting as we go. This is wonderful. Another 6 culture route. And we're starting to build actual commercial hubs now. Chop out the Hansa. Oh, it's such a good first move. Samarkand. Bit of gold if I pick that one up. Hansa finished. So it was a good start to a city. Now, an aqueduct. 1 turn arena. If the Colosseum is still available, if the AI is going to let me get it, I'm going to get it. We also finished a holy site in Eltruand, which is all very well and good, but we've got settlers to make in this city. Apparently I haven't got the Eureka for a lumber mill yet. I've literally cut down all of my forests. Who would have thought? Craziness. Craziness, I know. This is city number 7. Nuremberg? No. Helicopter kicker and an assortment of very tasty marsh tiles, which again are not going to be worked for some strange reason. Need to have words with the AI. What's going on here? What's going on? Sri Pada. Cool little wonder. Oh man, if only we'd had Kandy this game, eh? What am I doing compared to everyone else? 7 cities, 46 pop. We've got 5 and 30, 5 and 26, 5 and 26, 8 and 46. I'm not actually doing any better than Gorgo. 8 and 33, 9 and 46. Aztecs having an absolute game. 5 and 24, 8 and 48. Again, Indonesia playing well. 4 and 24. So we're not doing like so well that we're running into the sunset, you know? Anyway, invention. Pop that card in. Hanging Gardens. Again, if the game's going to let me build it, I'm going to build it. 15% growth rate in all cities, and it's next to a district. In fact, it's actually next to a couple of districts that I'm going to put down now, including this beautiful aqueduct. Eltruand continues to cut out beautiful settlers. This entire rainforest is going to get cleared and sent across the sea. There's new cities, the only true way. Cartesian, welcome. Now, a Hansa actually may not be the best first move here. Don't know. We'll see. I could put a campus down there, but no, even a +1 is still better, I think. Scales so well into the late game. Here you go. Colosseum. Not quite 1 turned, but almost. Oh, now I meet Kandy. It's typical, isn't it? The game just waits for it to happen like that. Colosseum. 2 culture, loyalty, and amenities to all the cities that surround it, but the most important thing is that it is next to my capital, so we're going to get more stuff in my capital. Is that a 1 turn great buff? Oh, don't tempt me. That'd be an awful thing to put down for my city yet. It's all I can think about now. Where do we settle now? Well, this is a valid question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could get 2 more cities in range of the Colosseum. 1 city there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I can't count. Hang on. I shouldn't really get into the habit of using this tool because this won't be available in the game, but I can settle over in this direction somehow. I might just settle there. Lets me work this marsh. It's a little bit close, but what isn't? Oh, Da Vinci's going to get taken. I really wanted Da Vinci. The Aztec are very adamantly earning points like that. Never mind. Trade route capacity goes up by 1 is a huge thing for me. And city-state trade routes gain me faith. Well, even better. Oh, unbelievably, Aztec actually left Da Vinci with 1 turn away. I think that is 1 point. I mean, I still am not going to do it. I'm only finishing 1 project this term, but that is absolutely hilarious. Oh, if only I'd saved up a bunch of gold. Never mind. Marco Polo. We've got quite a few merchants still available here. You know what? I'm going to run a couple of these projects. I'm so distracted in all of my cities. There's just too much to do. More trade routes, more culture, more everything. That's a man at arms. This barb camp is getting frightening. I don't like it at all. We finished a dam. That's made this into a +8 Hansa and a +6 Hanging Gardens. This one a +6 Hansa now. And I'm replacing really good wheat tiles, and it pains me. But the adjacency I'm getting on these Hansas is totally worth it. We're going to get Filippo. Okay, so we didn't get the culture from the workshops, but we got the next best thing. And I'm now in a position where I can start to actually build up campuses, which is just delightful. We've been avoiding science for the longest time. He says with, 106 science on turn 65, but we have been avoiding science. We need to go. We need to go and sort this out. We need to science ourselves absolutely silly. I believe that we can do it. I believe that it is possible. We just have to believe. My Senate. Oh, we really were close to Greece when we settled that. I'm sure they don't mind. I'm sure they don't mind that at all. They would have said something if they truly minded, right? Also, look at this. Hansa. Accidental commercial hub? Possible. possibly 43 merchant points from a single project. That is the sort of merchant that I love to see. And get another trader in this city as well. So there's the culture trader. The capital doesn't have another one, but there's another +8. It's got to be another nice one. Choco Gamer's got another one apparently. Sure. I'll take, using air quotes, suboptimal traders to Kumasi city-states. It's fine. Would Whistle Bank can give me anything? No, it wouldn't. I didn't think it would, but you know when you have to double check something, you're like, would it give me something? Actually, this is quite a clever plan from me here. I'm going to buy a man-at-arms for my defenses, but it's also going to force that into a city-state next turn, which doesn't necessarily need to be something that I need for my empire, but what it is a beautiful new trade route from Clint-AE, which is worth 12 culture and a bunch of gold. If we're really lucky, right, if we're triple lucky, it'll be Chingeti. Then we'll be like absolutely dancing on the moon. Nan Madol is still pretty good. Okay, that's awesome. That is another glorious trade route. Beautiful. I can get even better because I can put a diplomatic quarter in this city if I wanted to, or an encampment. I'm going to put an encampment down next to some wonders, like over here maybe, or maybe over here. Actually, there are still some wonders that I can build with the encampment, so I need to put it somewhere with a bit of space. Let's pop it there. That'll do. That's a nice one. And anyway, now my traders will get another +1 culture. Just stack it high, I say. And Nan Madol, if you want to give me a bunch more culture from all of my coastal settlements, please do. Be my guest. And let's just chop that tile out before I put the commercial hub down. Again, just stacking Hansa. We're already on the way to natural history now. Mexico City I just found. Again, another huge find. Factories and power plants and zoos and aquariums all reaching further is just one of the most powerful city-states in the game. It's truly magnificent. So there's cartography. We'll just pick up square rigging quickly. We don't have 2 workshops, which as Germany is quite frankly embarrassing. Let's just build a couple of these. Come on now. Come on, Ursa. What are you doing? And oh yeah, +14 culture trade route. Oh, amazing. And we've got Filippo. We don't even need Mimar. Let's be honest, Hansa culture bombs are quite funny. Like, I enjoy the idea of them, but do we need them? Absolutely not. I did a little bit of reshuffling. I've popped these 3 marsh towers into the capital, seeing as Pingala's giving me 15% extra science on them. Makes sense to me. Plus, actually 20% extra from being happy as well. Well, there you go. Being happy pays off, doesn't it? I'm also going to go 1-2 onto Mexico City just for now. I have a plan for more envoys that involves colonialism, but extra production towards factories. Hang on, I got that wrong around. Factories give more production. You know what I mean. By far the weirdest style of playing like this is just having all of these things and the quick deals that I just can't sell because I'm practicing not selling to the AI. It's so weird. I just want to use things, you know? Why can't I actually use my resources? Irene of Athens, Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, is genuinely producing a merchant every turn for me at the moment. This is wonderful. Have a 3 governor. Reina, it's in this city. Semi-decent commercial hub. Let's put in Harbour Master, then we'll go tax collector and then contractor. The medieval era ends in 1 turn. 1 whole turn. Let's put Gothic architecture into my government and give myself the boost for industrialization. I'm going to save some era score for next turn. Kilwa's not going to get finished with this great person, no. And Imhotep is waiting very patiently in my capital. Thank you so much, Auckland. I've met somebody else. Who have I met? Nazca. Nazca would be useful if there was any desert on this map at all. Seemingly, there is no desert on this map at all. The Renaissance era. You know, I don't feel like it actually makes sense to go off monumentality at the moment. Not with this much faith, and everything's on my same continent anyway. Reform the coinage could give me a bit more gold, but city-states tend not to have a lot of extra gold on this. Exodus, no, monumentality it is. We're just doing the same thing over and over and over. Let's build the statue of Zeus. It's a little bit of extra culture, a little bit of extra tourism, and some defensive units that can be upgraded should anyone try and attack me. I mean, it's really not a very large amount of units, but it's something. And Theodore is going to finish off Kilwa. 3 envoys when built. Now, this is especially useful because if I can claim 2 city-states of the same type, I get a 15% bonus across my empire. And look at this. Mexico City joins my side and uncovers Hattusa. Good to know. I will throw 1 envoy into Auckland Scotland, we want to get both up to 6 to give myself the coal power plant bonuses. Speaking of, 3 turns, and we have that. We have a great merchant who will give us another envoy. So there's the extra one on Mexico City. Natural history is going to get boosted when I finish an archaeological museum. So let's build that out quickly. City number 9 has no water, but we'll fix that pretty soon. It's Pointy Morax. The aqueduct is going to go probably there. Does it make sense? Because I'd like to put the hands... yeah. Oh, there's some really, really good spots for stuff like that. Yeah, we'll pop that down and get improving. I have some more cities to be put over in this direction as well. In fact, I've got settlers still running in every direction. I would like it, World Congress, if you gave me another trade route. Norway is up to no good, so let's vote for Norway, but I want the trade route. That's the more important thing. When you have Kumasi, all trade routes are important, but that one in particular is very important. I'm still running commercial hub projects, so I probably don't need to do that anymore. Let's get a campus sorted instead. My culture is incredibly high. I am very cultured. I know. So modest about it as well. The main thing is keeping up in science. The culture is almost an accidental win. It's a benefit to me that just pushes the behind the scenes stuff of my empire more than the actually important stuff. I wanted to build Hui because this makes lake tiles really cool in my empire. Food and production for every lake tile, but also German now has a really, really cool +5 amenity wonder, which is just nonsense. Helps to keep my empire delightfully happy. Someone took Nan Madol from me. Wow, Peter really did with 4 envoys into it. Okay, we lost about 60 culture per turn. If I can claim that one back, I shall. A very strong city-state. In fact, actually, it's because I lost 15% culture across my empire. That was my second city-state. Oh yeah, we want that back as a double. Oh, speaking of, natural history has just been finished because I finished an archaeological museum. Excellent stuff. Slight border conflict possibly with this city, but who am I to worry about that? Is this live? If I were you, I would keep an eye out. I get the feeling that border skirmishes may be a possibility in this direction, but you know, don't take my word for it. City number 11 on a different continent. Very good. Rudisha. Get me the iron, the Hansa, and other important things as soon as you can. It's a +4. Take that. Beautiful. Industrialization. The stage of the game when Germany goes from being powerful to silly powerful. Now, I've only got one source of coal. That doesn't feel like enough. Let's find the coal. There's going to be a load around me. Nope, there is none around me at all. Wow. Oh no, hang on. That's some coal. There's coal over in this direction between Mohenjo-Daro and Nan Madol. Okay, so there is a second piece that we can claim. We're going to have to go and find more. This is not enough coal. Not enough at all. Oh well. Vicious carrot. What you have is niter in abundance. I know, I spoil you. Oh, annoyingly, I settled before I put the new builder card in, so I only got 2 charges there. That's frustrating. Never mind. Settle card back in. Public Works card back in. I think this is still a good mix of stuff, although Diplomatic League I'm now going to take out and put Charismatic Leader in instead. I need quantity of envoys, not necessarily quantity of envoys. All cities are now going to be getting factories and coal power plants and all delightful things. Remember, we have Mexico City, so factories, instead of giving 6 production, actually give 10 production, and instead of the 6 tile radius, which if I just show you the radius of my capital, that is the number of cities it should reach, it actually gives a radius of this, which is every city apart from Rudisha. Oh, apologies. And is this live? Oh dear. Okay, we need to make more. One thing I have realized is if I don't get a pantheon like Reeds and Marshes, the pantheon that gives me 30% production towards my first district with Germany would be a huge one, because it would mean that every single Hansa would be just 1 woods chop away. You'd finish the district in 1 go. You'd be able to settle and then immediately have a district in a city producing a ton of stuff. That would be very useful indeed. Nicely now working my way through the tech tree. As I get more universities, we need to be looking at getting nice boosts like astronomy. If we head up this way towards scientific theory, we can then go towards economics, sanitation, replaceable parts, and chemistry, although I want to get as many boosts as possible, so we're going to do this in an interesting way. I need to work on getting the universities going. So a university adjacent to a mountain will open up astronomy. However, we also, I know, have another university, so we'll be going for printing after that. Then we'll pick up castles, gunpowder, and armory can be built very quickly as well. Then we'll go siege tactics into military science, then metal casting. And once we've got that, then I'll go scientific theory, economics, 2 banks, again quite easy to do. Sanitation is the hardest boost, then replaceable parts and then into chemistry. So we're kind of heading up in this vague direction. I'm trying to get used to chaining things together, do it in a sensible way, and have it so so I don't need to keep messing around with stuff every turn. People have said in the comments of my previous series that as multiplayer goes, one thing I really should get used to doing is stacking and chaining build queues and cities, so I'm not always intervening every turn because I might run out of time, which I think is entirely fair. So we'll have a look at trying to do that as we go forward. I'm potentially thinking about playing with a turn timer at some point. We'll see how it goes. This, by the way, is the university next to a mountain, so that's the astronomy boost, and once Clint AE has the factory, we're going to be working the coal power plant and then into the armory and then the university. I'll get the university before the armory, but I can't stack this up because I need to go coal power afterwards. My gold now, by the way, I am tempted to start saving that up because once we have chemistry, we're only going to be about 3 or 4 techs away from spaceports, and my plan, outside of my high production cities of Clint, Lady, El Truand, maybe Choco Gamer, these are my 4 very high production cities. Outside of that, I'm going to be doing a bit of a Rainer tour using Contractor to use my gold to buy spaceports in. My aim is to get about 8 or 9 going. I'm also now not doing any more chopping. Things like this wood, this wood, this wood, things around my core cities, I'm going to plan on leaving alone so that I can chop out space projects later. I'm thinking about trying to rush the end of the game as much as possible. So Earth satellite, moon landing, Mars colony, and then the exoplanet. That will all be done in my Pingala city, which is fairly easy to do. And we're going to be focusing on going for as many engineers as possible and hope that we can pick up a combination of Goddard, Korolev, and Von Braun. This will help me to get those 4 projects. Korolev can just build 2 outright. Goddard makes the projection of building them just totally trivial, and Von Braun, I mean, even more so. So that's all fantastic. And to do that, we're going to just be dipping briefly into nuclear programs, sticking this in my government alongside invention, and then running some engineering projects. We should be able to get the most engineers out of everybody, and it won't even be close. That's the hope anyway. We'll see how much that actually proves to be accurate. So there you go, just a little bit of a forecasting of Ursa. This is my plan. I don't know if this plan's going to be a good plan, but it is a plan. Oh, and Mimar, such a joke. I guess we are now culture bombing with Hansa. That's a little bit useful, but I mean, honestly, there are better boosts in the game. There are better boosts. The other thing later game I'll be working on is potentially going communism or democracy. I'm doing a lot of trade with Nan Madol, Mohenjo-Daro, and Antananarivo. Well, this is very difficult for me to say. So this, and this city-state. So we actually need to work on trying to make alliances out of these 3 if we can. What that will do will mean that I can go democracy, and then this will bank in order to get the trade routes in order to boost the projects. If that fails, I will be going for communism in order to do the internal trade routes, but we're also going to be going for the tier 3 government plaza building that lets me just simply ignore all of that and use builders to rush the parts. That can often be quite effective as well. I'm trying to work out if I need more cities. How many cities is too many cities in multiplayer? I don't know. At any rate, El Truand needs to do some other stuff temporarily, so settlers will go out and we'll put Republican Legacy in briefly. You know I like that card. It's a good card. Build a diplomatic quarter and then a theatre square. Just trying to get different bonuses across my empire now. Incoming trade routes give me more gold. Sort of semi-useful. Here we go. 1 turn coal power plant. This is already looking good. Then armory, then library. Nationalism, again, a boost, but I'm quite happy to not have. 7 envoys all of a sudden. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Let's just take all of this back. 15% culture and our culture from being on the coast up to 347 again. Beautiful. Spare wonder. I think Colossus is a really good use. Excellent. Another trade route. Beautiful. Buenos Aires. More production in my empire if I need it. I shall keep that very much in mind. Oh, Auckland now has trade routes available to it. Interesting. Which way is that? Up this way. That probably means, you know, that I have another +10. No, not quite yet. Let's get that road built though, because I think Clint can probably pick up another trade route eventually from that. I like holy sites. Not only are they a huge amount of faith, but the feed the world just keeps on giving. It is the gift that truly never stops giving. Oh, Colossus got stolen. I was 2 turns away from it and I used the charge of a great person. How rotten. Dear oh dear. Never mind. I'm still spending my gold. I said I was going to save it, but every time I'm presented with a boost, just can't help myself. I just go for it every time. Urbanization. Important to pick up neighborhoods. There's Contractor. Just to put the cost into context, normally a spaceport is about 8 to 10 times the cost of a district, so it's going to be about 3,000 gold, I reckon. It's not quite that simple, but it's expensive. It's important to improve these horses, even though they're on the 4th ring of my city, because they're still in range of Temple of Artemis. My capital is retaining its ecstatic nature. 172 production, by the way. Very few trade routes coming in there. That's just all genuine German production. Next up, Scorched Earth. My new cities are just coming online so quickly. I am really tempted to just build some more, and we're going to be up pretty high. What do I use my faith on? I could just say faith for great people, but ultimately, is it worth it? I don't know. You know how I often get a little bit distracted? Well, now I'm building trebuchets. 2 of them to be precise. It's all about getting that maximum boost possible. Speaking of, do I spend all that gold on crossbow upgrades? I might actually do that, but I'll just take limes out next turn and upgrade them, save myself some gold. 10 turns. Where has all the era score gone? I don't know, but a 20 population city, I tell you what, that helps. A forced modernization, and in goes Diplomatic League. 1-2 on Hattusa very quickly, and 1 on Buenos Aires. Wanted to get the university science. There's a crossbow core upgrade. That gives me the boost. It's all about keeping a very strong city defense. Now to conservation. Yep, building a breathtaking neighborhood. Of course I am. It's what I do. I do all of this stuff naturally. City number 13. Dad Tato. Already found a +4 campus. Actually 2 +4 campuses in these cities. That's all rather lovely, I think. Conservation. A neighborhood. So much era score that turn. In fact, I want to get as many national parks down as possible. James Watt, we actually managed to pick up as well, which is 2-3 factories, which I really like. El Cid also helps. Let's pick up Buenos Aires and a couple of useful envoys in this city-state. And we've just made another. Singapore. More industrial city-states. I mean, the more production we get, the better. It's getting rather silly now. Oh, I timed that badly. I was going to get a trebuchet and it upgraded into a bombard. We probably could have predicted that happening. Never mind. Aquarium time. I can't help myself. I'm making more settlers. I've got all the spare faith. I'm doing it. It's the single player person in me. It's just refusing to let it go. As many cities as possible. Why not? Can't believe I missed out on the trebuchet bonus though. That's so annoying. Ah, dear. Never mind. 3 envoys out of city-state. I know where I'm sending you. Over here. Even more culture available to me. Now on to media, then ideology, then we can get to go to a government. Now to pick up Moksha. Moksha's going to be able to do the same thing with faith in terms of praying in spaceports. We're getting ready for a big spaceport spam. First army. It's a shame it's just an army of spearmen, but it is an army. And that's era score. We like era score. City number 14. It's in range of a factory. Love it. Blah, blah, blah. Always hilarious to say. Every single time. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Capoyobi Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy's Ursa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluke 79, Bob Loblaw, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Hal Carnassus, Morax, Zynikush, Echo Bear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Twin Cam Inferno, Martin S, Minnow, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Poppy Dude, Dan Jamo. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!